So I went on Reddit and I saw a few people who had been asking why their rooms aren't working. We came across this great room that has been done. There's plenty of good points to it. The sofa is great, the armchair is great, the way they've done the floating shelves with all the beautiful books is an incredible workspace, as well as the TV area. But I agree, the layout was wrong. And one crucial thing that they should have done is shifted the sofa so that it's actually facing that beautiful bookcase. This, yes, you can say blocks the room, but you are able to walk from the sides. I would then bring the armchair to in front of the bookcase, so that way when you are reading a book, it is behind you and you have this incredible feel when that person walks into that space, and it becomes a conversation area for not only the sofa people on the sofa but also the person on the chair. The person on Reddit is saying that everything feels very square. Do I need a new rug? And actually, once you move that sofa, that rug is actually perfectly fine. You would actually feel that it works better. The only thing I would say is maybe the size is too big. A smaller rug would actually look nicer in this space. But I actually have a feeling that once you move the sofa around, it will fit perfectly and actually make that room feel wider. Great news is the furniture just needs to be moved around, and that room can actually feel like a wow factor room. And so what I'm finding is this sofa is great. If we just shift it so that the back of it is facing when you walk into the room, it will actually look a lot more impressive, and it will feel like that space is dedicated just for that area, whichever it is, a living space, a reading room, a desk area, and they won't feel tight at all. Just because the sofa is blocking the area, blocking the entry, you'll have the sides to be able to go through. I love how they've already put the wall art up to give a lot of character to the space, and then one large art piece with a wall light hanging over. So by shifting the actual armchair to underneath that wall light, they'll be able to have a great reading area, and it will make sense as to why it's there. Right now, it's not making much sense. That record player can just be shifted a little bit more, and this side table over here can actually be moved to where the armchair is when it's underneath that wall light, creating a really nice movement. Another room that we've seen is a small space. So the person is asking, what should I do with this very small space? My new place has this room attached to one of the bedrooms. It's about 6 feet by 6.5 feet. The wall cut out in the second picture is open and looks down on the living room. So it's not exactly a private area and not quiet because I have kids. There's also mentioning that the window in the third picture does not open. I'm going to be turned the actual bedroom into basically they're saying they're happy to turn this into an office or a guest room. So how would they do it? So I actually think this space is great. One thing that they could do if they wanted to make it a home office is put a unit up against that big wall that we see as you enter. If you put something floating, let's say, you maximize the space. Try and avoid putting legs if you can, which means that there's more space for you to move around. Or you can add storage by adding drawers on either side. If they also wanted to make it into a guest bedroom, it could have a trundle bed where it's more of a day bed. That way it works as not only a guest room, but also a place to just chill out in and have a read. And then that way, if they ever wanted to pull out another bed, they could, just to maximize the amount of people that sleep in there. Adding, I guess, a nice feature wallpaper would really give a lot of attraction when you walk into that space, especially with the glass windows, the window doors. It means that it's not a room that's been forgotten. But if you also want to keep it subtle and keep it like it flows throughout the room, a subtle wallpaper would really go down a long way. We could add simple things like wall lights to give a lot more impression. We could even add frames, feature wallpaper. There's plenty of options that could be done in this room. And so they're saying that this big window here, I'm guessing, looks down into their landing. And if you wanted to make it into a guest bedroom or a small room, a blind could cover that very easily. Obviously, you won't have enough privacy because of the fact that there's no actual window, but I feel like that room is used less likely. So a working from home space would be a great option by putting a floating desk here, even like a little small armchair over here or storage behind this wall. Again, a nice blind here would go a long way. This could be an area just to put the printer or just a shelf. It really depends on how much storage you need, but if you can try and put all the storage on the main wall by putting chest of drawers underneath the desk, it could still be a really practical room. And by making sure it flows with the room that is outside of it, it will make it look like a continuation rather than an eyesore.